science, need to be able to work in a professional, or we work with professionals in the sport industry, and talk about diet and exercise and what they should and shouldn't be eating to make themselves healthy. This will make you be fit. It's making people understand that just because you eat right doesn't mean that you're going to lose weight. You need to know how to eat right but exercise at the same time. Just by cutting a meal out doesn't make you healthier. You need to eat the right amount of things. So basically giving people the knowledge they know to become more healthy. So doing a sports dietitian placement, this would be a private placement because again you need to have some sort of qualifications in this. You need to be a specialist potentially in this to do this. Considerations like location, I need to again make sure that it's not too far away, make sure that I'm actually able to get there and do it. Travel, making sure that there's available travel that I can get to, and again if I'm working late that I can get back from my placement, there's travel provided to get me back. Cost, making sure it's not too much money so that I put myself out of pocket doing it, it's not too far away because the cost of travel. I need to make sure it works around my hours, my college, any work I'm doing, and how long it takes me to travel there and travel back, because that takes out the hours that I'm actually able to do. My roles and responsibilities, I need to make sure I know what my roles and responsibilities are. I need to be polite, respectful, use the right terminology. I need to be on time, I need to have good time management. I need to use the correct manner when talking to people. In this job there's going to be good things and bad things. The good things will be if I get to actually work with people and help them on their dietitian, look at their diets and let's see how I can help them and change them. That would be some good things because I'll be like doing proper work. The bad thing about this is if I only get to shadow, so although I get to see everything, I don't actually get to do it myself, so I'm not actually working with anyone. From this I could become a dietitian for professional players, work for different clubs in any sport, and yeah. I think it would be really good to do this as an experience because there's a lot of skills that you can learn from doing the work experience that you wouldn't necessarily learn from having like certificates in it. Our ground facility worker, which is the outdoor education sector. So this is someone who does the groundsman at a club. They need to be able to look after the ground and make sure it has a really high standard. Different standards will depend on the club. So, for example, if you're at football and you're a groundsman in the Premier League, then the standards going to be a lot higher than like the local rugby club's groundsman. They will work full time. They have to make sure the pitch is playable, making sure to try and not get the pitch waterlogged. They have to go around not just the pitch, but making sure there ain't any broken seats or anything broken within the stadium, clearing up, and just making sure that the whole facility is good and usable. This could be a private sector. If you're working higher up, then it would be in a private sector. You'll have to have good qualifications, and you have to be like specialist and be really good at the job and have good experience before to get a higher up job. Whereas if you're working at like your local it's just like your local rugby club, then it can be voluntary. You could voluntarily go out and help, like make sure the pitch stays good so it's playable for all the players. Some of the considerations is location. So when I'm planning to go to the placement, making sure that I'm actually able to do it, that it's not too far away so I can get there, because I have college and work and other things that I have to work around it. So if it's too far away, I won't actually be able to do much time there. Travel, make sure that I can get there and get back, and that it's not too costly. And on to cost, making sure that it doesn't cost too much and it's not too far out, so it's costing me money, like too much money, to do the placement. Hours, when I start the placement, I need to make sure I can work it around my work and college, making sure that I can actually do enough hours that it fits in between, and making sure that I work out how long it takes me to travel there and back so that I can do a good amount of hours. Roles and responsibilities, I need to be polite, hardworking, I have to have good time management, I need to use correct language and behaviour, correct manner whilst doing this work placement. I need to make sure I know my role and my responsibilities that I have to do. There's good things and bad things about working at this work placement. Some of the good things will be actually going out and getting to do the groundskeeping, actually doing it, going out and getting to do the pitch and fix things. Some of the bad things will be not being able to actually like do any of the grounds work stuff. I'm just shadowing people and watching them do it and learning by watching, not actually doing anything. From this placement in the future, I could get a job in any sport environment. I could work at a gym, being a facility manager, football clubs, rugby clubs, any local clubs, any really local sport clubs. I could work at facilitating their grounds and making sure it's up to standard.